23 people, stranded, in a roach-infested motel in the middle of nowhere. Arkansas. No heat, no hot water, and absolutely no way home for Christmas. How did they get there? Well, I put them there. See, 3 weeks before Christmas, my husband's family, his mother, his siblings, his aunts, uncles, cousins, they all sat around a dinner table and decided something. They decided that I wasn't good enough to celebrate Christmas with them. That after 7 years of marriage, after hosting them, feeding them, smiling through their passive-aggressive comments, I didn't deserve a seat at their table. So I gave them something else instead. I gave them a vacation they'd never, ever forget. And by the time they figured out what I'd done, it was too late. Way, way too late. If you've ever been disrespected by people who thought they could walk all over you, if you've ever fantasized about serving ice-cold revenge to someone who deserved it, then you're gonna love this story. Hit that like button right now, subscribe if you haven't already, and buckle up. Because this is one of the most satisfying revenge stories you'll hear all year. My name is Elena, and for 7 years I tried. God, did I try. I tried to fit into the Whitmore family. I really did. When I married Daniel, I knew his family was close. Too close, honestly. The kind of close where his mother, Patricia, still called him every single morning at 7 a.m. The kind of close where his sister, Vanessa, had a key to our house and used it whenever she felt like it. The kind of close where every major holiday, every birthday, every random Tuesday that Patricia decided was family night, we were expected to show up. No questions asked, and I did show up, for 7 years. I showed up with homemade dishes that nobody touched. I showed up with expensive wine that Patricia wrinkled her nose at. I showed up with smiles plastered on my face while Vanessa made little comments about my weight, my job, my clothes, the way I couldn't seem to give Daniel children yet. Daniel always said I was imagining it. They're just traditional, he'd say, squeezing my hand under the table. They'll warm up to you eventually. But they never did. Because here's the thing about the Whitmores. They didn't think I was good enough for their precious Daniel. I didn't come from money. I didn't go to the right schools. My parents were immigrants who worked their fingers to the bone running a small grocery store. And to Patricia, that made me lesser. That made me temporary. She never said it outright. She didn't have to. It was in the way she'd introduced me at parties. Oh, this is Elena. With that little pause. That little inflection that said, she's not really one of us. It was in the way she'd plan family photos and forget to tell me when and where. It was in the way Daniel's brother, Marcus, would talk over me at dinner like I wasn't even there, like my voice didn't matter. But I dealt with it. I swallowed my pride. I told myself that love, real love, meant compromising, meant being patient. And then, November 28th, 3 weeks before Christmas, that was the day everything changed. It was a Sunday. Daniel and I were at Patricia's house for the usual family dinner. Roast chicken, overcooked vegetables, fake smiles all around. I was in the kitchen, washing dishes because nobody else would, when I heard voices from the dining room. Low, conspiratorial. I shouldn't have listened. I should have just kept scrubbing that casserole dish and minded my own business. But I heard my name. Honestly think Elena should come to Christmas this year? That was Vanessa's voice, sharp, cutting. My hands froze in the soapy water. I don't know, Patricia said slowly. I mean, it's supposed to be family Christmas, and she's always so awkward, you know? She doesn't really fit in with our traditions. My heart started pounding, hard, like a drum in my chest. Mom's right, Marcus chimed in. Plus, she always brings those weird dishes nobody eats. Remember last year? That whatever it was? Some kind of ethnic food? They laughed. Actually laughed. I could feel my face burning. My hands were shaking so badly I had to set down the dish I was holding. What does Daniel think? That was Aunt Carol. There was a pause. A long, horrible pause. And then Daniel spoke. I mean, honestly, it might be nice to have just us this year, you know? Just the family, like old times. I stopped breathing. Just the family. Like I wasn't family. Like 7 years of marriage meant nothing. Like I was some kind of accessory he could just leave at home when it was inconvenient. Exactly, Vanessa said, her voice bright with triumph. It'll be so much better. We can actually relax and be ourselves. Well, then it's settled, Patricia announced. Christmas will be family only this year. I'll tell Elena, nicely of course. Maybe say we're keeping it small or something. More laughter, more agreement, and I just stood there, in that kitchen, with dish soap dripping from my hands, feeling like I'd been punched in the stomach. I don't know how long I stood there. Maybe 30 seconds, maybe 5 minutes. But when I walked back into that dining room, my face was calm. Perfectly calm. Elena, Patricia said, startled. We didn't hear you come in. I'm sure you didn't, I said softly. Daniel's face went pale. He knew I'd heard. Honey, he started. It's fine, I interrupted, my voice steady. Actually, I'm not feeling well. I think I'm going to head home. I grabbed my coat, grabbed my purse, and walked out of that house without looking back. Daniel didn't follow me. Not right away, and that told me everything I needed to know. I didn't cry on the drive home. I didn't scream. I didn't blast angry music or call my best friend to vent. I just drove. In silence. While something cold and hard settled in my chest. By the time I pulled into our driveway, I'd made a decision. They wanted to exclude me? Fine. They wanted to treat me like I was nothing, like I didn't matter. I'd show them exactly how much I mattered. Daniel came home 2 hours later. He tried to apologize, tried to explain. It's complicated, Elena. You know how my mother is. I didn't want to cause drama. Get out, I said quietly. What? Get out. Sleep on the couch tonight. I can't even look at you right now. He left, and I opened my laptop. See, here's what the Whitmores didn't know about me. I'm a travel agent. A damn good one. I've planned trips for celebrities, executives, destination weddings for millionaires. I know exactly how to book a dream vacation, and I know exactly how to book a nightmare. The next morning, I woke up with a plan fully formed. I made coffee. I got dressed, and I called Patricia. Patricia, hi, I said, my voice dripping with fake cheerfulness. Listen, I wanted to apologize for leaving so abruptly last night. I've just been stressed with work. Oh, of course, dear, she said, clearly surprised. Actually, I wanted to do something special for the family, to show my appreciation for everything. I nearly choked on the words. How would you like an all-expenses-paid Christmas vacation? For the whole family? Silence. I'm sorry. What? A vacation. I get incredible deals through my work. I'm talking luxury resort. All-inclusive. Leaving December 23rd. Returning December 26th. Completely free. My treat. I could practically hear her brain working. Free vacation? For 23 people. That's incredibly generous, Elena. It's the least I can do. You've all been so welcoming. The word tasted like poison. So what do you say? I'll handle all the details. All you have to do is show up at the airport. She bought it. Hook, line, and sinker. Well, if you're sure. That sounds wonderful. Over the next week, I played the role of the eager, grateful daughter-in-law. I collected everyone's information. Passport numbers, dates of birth, dietary restrictions. I sent them all official-looking confirmation emails for the Pinecrest Luxury Resort and Spa. I included stock photos of beautiful pools, elegant rooms, smiling staff. What I didn't tell them, Pinecrest Luxury Resort doesn't exist. What does exist is the Pinecrest Motor Lodge, a 1-star motel off Highway 65 in Bumfuck, Arkansas. The kind of place where the neon sign flickers, where the pool has been drained since 1987, where the continental breakfast is stale donuts and watered-down coffee. I booked all 23 of them. 3 nights, non-refundable. But here's the beautiful part. I didn't just book them a bad hotel. I booked them flights. Flights that left December 23rd at 6 a.m. from our airport and landed in Little Rock, Arkansas, 3 hours from the motel, with a rental car reservation that would mysteriously be canceled when they arrived. And the return flights? Christmas Day. At 6 a.m. from a different airport. 4 hours in the opposite direction. There was no way they'd make it. No way they'd get home for Christmas. They'd be stranded. December 23rd arrived. Daniel had been sleeping in the guest room for 3 weeks. He'd tried apologizing, tried groveling, but I'd been cold, distant, playing my part perfectly. "Are you sure you don't want to come?" he asked that morning, standing in our bedroom doorway with his suitcase. I looked up from my book. "To the vacation I planned? No, honey. I've got work. Besides, it's family Christmas, remember? You should enjoy it." He winced. "Elena, Have a great trip," I said flatly. He left, and I waited. I waited exactly 4 hours. Then I checked my phone. 17 missed calls. 32 text messages. It had begun. The first text was from Vanessa. "Elena, what the hell is this place?" Attached was a photo. The Pinecrest Motor Lodge, in all its decrepit glory. I smiled, actually smiled, and opened the rest. Patricia. "There must be some mistake. This can't be right. Call me immediately. Marcus. Is this a joke? Daniel. Elena, please. Please call me back. There's been some kind of mix-up." Mix-up. Right. I poured myself a glass of wine and started reading through the group chat they'd created. The chaos was delicious. Vanessa. "The lobby smells like cigarettes and sadness. There's a stain on the wall that looks like a crime scene." Marcus. "The guy at the front desk has 3 teeth. 3. Aunt Carol. "I just saw a roach the size of my thumb." Patricia. "Where is the spay? Where is the pool?" Daniel. "Guys, calm down. I'll call Elena. We'll figure this out." He called. I didn't answer. He called again, and again, and again. On the 7th call, I picked up. "Hello?" I said sweetly. "Elena." Daniel's voice was frantic, panicked. "What is happening? This place it's horrible. This can't be the resort you booked." "Oh," I said innocently. "What's wrong with it?" "What's wrong?" "Elena, there are bugs. The heat doesn't work. My mother is having a breakdown. You need to fix this. Now." That's strange. Let me check my records." I paused for dramatic effect. Took a slow sip of wine. "Oh, I see the problem. See, I booked you exactly what you deserve. Hope you enjoy your family Christmas." Chance. "What? What are you talking about?" "I heard you, Daniel. All of you. That night at dinner. Family only. She doesn't fit in. Remember?" More silence. "So I gave you a family vacation. Just you and them. Far away from anyone who might ruin your precious traditions. You're welcome." "Elena, you can't what? Can't be excluded from Christmas and then decide not to fund your luxury vacation?" "Actually, I can, and I did. Oh, and one more thing. Your return flight is Christmas morning, 6 a.m. from an airport 4 hours away, in a rental car that's already been canceled. Merry Christmas, Daniel." I hung up, and then I blocked every single one of them. For the next 3 days, I had the most peaceful Christmas of my life. I slept in. I made myself a beautiful breakfast. I watched movies. I video called my parents, who laughed so hard my dad nearly choked on his coffee. Meanwhile, the Whitmores were suffering, I found out. Later, through Daniel's one cousin who actually liked me, that they'd pooled money for overpriced Ubers to get to and from the airports. Patricia had a full meltdown. In the motel parking lot, Vanessa got food poisoning from the continental breakfast. Marcus got into a screaming match with the motel manager. They'd spent Christmas Day driving. Just driving, trying to get home. Half of them missed the return flight anyway and had to pay out of pocket for new tickets. By the time Daniel finally made it home on December 26th, he looked like he'd aged 10 years. He walked in, set down his suitcase, and just stared at me. "We need to talk," he said quietly. "Do we?" I replied, not looking up from my book. "My family is furious. They want you to reimburse them. They're talking about legal action." I laughed. Actually laughed out loud. "Legal action? For what?" "I booked them a vacation, exactly as promised. All-inclusive stay, flights, everything. Not my fault they didn't like it. Besides," I finally looked at him. "Every email, every confirmation. It clearly stated Pinecrest Motor Lodge. Not resort. Lodge. They just didn't read carefully. His face went pale. You planned this. Oh, Daniel. I planned every second of it. Why? His voice cracked. Why would you do this? I stood up, walked right up to him, and looked him dead in the eyes. Because you let them treat me like garbage for 7 years. Because when they wanted to exclude me from Christmas, from family Christmas, you agreed. You didn't defend me. You didn't fight for me. You threw me away like I was nothing. Tears were streaming down his face now. So yeah, I sent them on the vacation they deserved. And honestly, I don't regret a single second of it. Sometimes revenge isn't about being cruel. It's about reminding people that actions have consequences, that you can't treat people like they're disposable and expect them to keep smiling. The Whitmores learned that lesson the hard way. And me? I learned that sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is refuse to be a doormat. So, what do you think? Was Elena justified? Or did she go too far? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear everything. And if this story gave you that sweet, sweet rush of justice, smash that like button. Hit subscribe. Because trust me, we've got plenty more stories where people got exactly what they deserved. Thanks for watching. And remember, don't mess with people who book your vacations.